Movie boss knowed the innkeeper's a slick operator. In the motel, he happily registers the star yelling for the fanciest room. She added 50 more bucks, and the boss, seeing the stuffed wallet, looked thrilled, booking her into room 8. Since the roads were washed away by rain, Ed and the gang had to seek refuge in the motel. While checking in, Jimmy found a magazine. Louis glanced at Anna, while the boss ignored Anna, like an ant. Hating the profession, the boss put Anna in room 7, Louis and wife in room 6. Just then, Ed spotted a police car pulling into the motel, and the officer claimed he was stuck here while transporting a convict due to the downpour. Ed tried to get the cop to call for backup, but the walkie-talkie failed. Eventually, they were taken to room 10. They propped the convict up in the bathroom, while injured Alice urgently needed surgery, making Ed scramble to find a needle and thread. After Ed stitched up the wound, the cop came to check on Alice. Thankfully, Ed had already done his thing. As the rain got even crazier, the atmosphere turned weird. Ed popped 2 pills, and George started talking to his unconscious wife. The boss was secretly hiding things in drawers, while Anna searched a suitcase for her money. Newlyweds Louis and his wife were sleeping separately. Even the cop's shirt had mysterious blood, while the faded starlet griped about the hotel. Just then her phone rang twice, like it was trying to find a signal to help her escape. She tried to venture outside for a signal, even yanking off the shower curtain, heading solid to high ground for better reception. Suddenly, she heard strange noises, and a woman's scream jolted Ed awake. She quickly dressed and stepped out to investigate. Finding a hook that had fallen from the curtain, she followed the trail on the floor. Ed searched until he reached the laundry room. Inside the stopped washer was the movie star's head. Old pals and cops rushed in. Jaws dropped at the sight, and the officer found the room 10 key next to the head. The 3 rushed to the room, and surprise, the convict had made a run for it. Ed gathered everyone and learned the convict had escaped, and instantly, tension shot through the roof. Ed joined the cop to catch the convict, leaving others. Soon after, the boss slipped into room 8, stealing the star's purse. Meanwhile, Louis and his wife were in a spat, and Jimmy stormed out, shouting, "You don't deserve to be with me and my kids." Louis retorted, "Then why did I marry you?" They fumed back to the room, and Jimmy started packing to bail from this haunted hotel. Louis urged her to stay, but in the midst of the bickering, Jimmy suddenly stated, "I'm not about it." She faked the pregnancy and married Louis to keep her feelings in check. After venting her feelings, Jimmy locked herself in the bathroom, while Louis fumed, banging on the door amidst flashing lightning. It suddenly went quiet outside as Jimmy cautiously opened the bathroom door, only to be faced with a shocking sight. Luckily, she had locked the door. To save herself, she jumped out the window, colliding with the arriving police. Everyone rushed in and found Louis dead. Upon learning her husband was killed, Jimmy broke down, while the convict fled wildly. She crawled over a ditch, spotting light up ahead, deciding to head that way to hide. Upon reaching the warehouse, she realized she had returned to the motel. The familiar scene left the convict totally dumbfounded, and Ed had She barely had time to make a run for it before the cops ambushed her from behind in a surprising manner. Before long, they had the convict in cuffs. Ed told the boss to guard the convict. Others dealt with the body. Seeing them leave, the boss locked the fridge. The convict has sensed the hidden secret in the fridge, whereas Ed, on the other side, was fully engrossed in taking photos for evidence inside the room. Shockingly, she found room 9's key tag on Louis, proving the movie star wasn't done in by that convict. Suddenly, Ed noticed the boss guarding the convict was missing. The police walked in. They saw a gruesome sight, the convict impaled by a baseball bat. They immediately blamed the boss and found the room 8 key beside the body. Only the innkeeper would have a spare key to the room. The boss quickly explained that she dropped the toolbox while reaching for the key. Ed immediately recognized the movie star's purse. The boss explained that she only took it after the victim was dead, leaving her in a pickle. In a moment of desperation, she swiftly acted and took Anna hostage beside her, as the dead body before them was undeniable proof that the boss was indeed the ruthless murderer. In a flash, the boss fled the scene, determined to drive away from this disaster zone, but little did she. This action triggered another fatal incident, resulting in George biting the dust on the spot. To prevent the boss from escaping again, Ed and the police quickly bound her up. She insisted the body in the fridge wasn't her fault because she wasn't the actual. She claimed to be a desperate druggie who just wanted to refill at the motel, only to find the boss dead in the office. She had intended to keep things running, but when customers checked in, she just charged them, then hid the body in the fridge. As more guests came in, she naturally took over as the innkeeper, but the police weren't buying the imposter's story. But Anna thought things were fishy. She recalled that magazine which mentioned this place used to be a potter's field a century ago. The indigenous folks were forced out, many perished here, and she suspected it was the ghost seeking revenge. The police, of course, laughed off. Had everyone come, Jimmy mentioned a movie where 10 people stranded on a deserted island face death periodically.